Alright YouTubers, welcome back to War Thunder Ground Forces with the Angry Nerd. And today I thought we would take a look at a vehicle that I'm fairly familiar with, the M3 Bradley Cavalry Fighting Vehicle. Now I'm going to try to keep this short, but it will probably still be longer than most of my regular videos. So if you would like to go directly to the gameplay, I will put a timestamp down in the video description for when the gameplay starts. I need to send a special thank you to Joker BVB09, who created this custom skin at my request. It represents my M2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicle that I was the gunner on in the first Gulf War. Charlie 16 from Charlie Company, 3rd Battalion, 15th Infantry, 24th Infantry Division. I will leave a link in the video description below to Joker's live warthunder.com profile so that you can find this skin and many other wonderful skins that he has created. Thank you so much, Joker. Now, the Bradley Fighting Vehicle is a fighting vehicle platform used by the United States. It was developed largely in response to the Soviet BMP family of infantry fighting vehicles. The Bradley series of fighting vehicles were named after U.S. General Omar Nelson Bradley, who was a general in the Second World War, known for looking out for the welfare of his troops, and the first chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The Bradley originally consisted of two types of vehicles, the M2 Infantry Fighting Vehicle and the M3 Cavalry Fighting Vehicle, which we have here in the game. The M3 Cavalry Fighting Vehicle and the M2 Infantry Fighting Vehicle are both based on the same chassis and differ in only small details. The M2 Infantry Fighting Vehicle carried a crew of 3 and a 6-man infantry squad. The M3 Cavalry Fighting Vehicle was classified as an armored reconnaissance and scout vehicle and does not have the infantry firing ports found on the M2 series. The M3 carried a crew of 3 with a 2-man scout team in the rear, additional radios for communication, and more ammunition for the 25mm and tow missile launcher. The Bradley had pretty good mobility. The 500 horsepower Cummins turbo diesel engine could propel the 25 to 30.5 ton vehicle, depending on loadout, to a max speed of 35 to 41 miles per hour, depending on terrain. The Bradley's main armament is the Bushmaster 25mm M242 automatic chain gun. It also has a coaxial mounted M240 Charlie 7.62mm machine gun. These two weapon systems are completely stabilized with the turret stabilization system and can be fired fairly accurately while on the move. The 25mm standard ammo was high explosive tracer or armor piercing discharging sabot tracer. You could select single shot, low, or high on the gun control box. The Bradley had 2 ammo cans or magazines in front of the commander and gunner's knees. The left carried 70 rounds of AP and the right carried 230 rounds of HE, but these could be reversed. For those tougher targets, the Bradley had a tow missile launcher, tow standing for tube launched, optically tracked, wire guided. In open terrain over land, these missiles had a range of 3,750 meters. They were guided by a wire that spooled out of the back of the missile, and over long ranges it could droop down, and if you fired over large bodies of water, the water could interfere with the signal heading to the missile and cause it to go off target. The Bradley carried 2 missiles in the launcher with additional missiles in the back with the crew. Once you had fired a missile or both missiles, then you turned the turret to about the 11 o'clock position and elevated the gun. Then the dismounts in the back, or the scouts, could open a hatch in the top of the hull and reload any fired missiles. Now let's talk about the reload procedures for the 25mm once you have exhausted all the ammunition in the ammo can. Now this is a more current Bradley, but the reload procedures are basically the same. Now the soldiers are removing their training practice tracer rounds from the ammo boxes. They come in 2 15-round belts per box. The belts need to be connected together depending on which ammo box you are filling. 70 rounds for the AP box and 230 for the HE box. Once the soldiers have linked the belts together and made sure that they're all properly aligned and will feed correctly, then they can take the ammunition inside the back of the Bradley for loading into the ammo can. The gunner will traverse the turret over the left side to a predetermined AP loading azimuth. Now the soldier can open the turret shield door for access to the AP ammo can door. There are loading instructions on the ammo can door to refresh your memory. So, he will need to hang the first round on the feed rails. Then he's going to count down to, I believe, the 25th and 26th round on the belt and hang those on the feed rail as well. Now they're only working with about 60 rounds here. If you were doing the other side, you could have as much as 230 rounds of ammunition, and that's a beast to work with. Now once he has 25 and 26 hung up on the rail, he can then take the end of the ammo belt and put it up into the feed chute, at which point, if you look through the little mesh in the upper right hand corner, you will see the gunner using his ratchet to ratchet the ammunition up into the 25 millimeter feeder. Then it'll just take the gunner a couple of more minutes to get each belt locked into position in the feeder, and he'll be ready to fire. Now that we've seen the Bradley's weapon systems, let's talk about its armor, or lack thereof. The Bradley was protected by the very impressive sounding space laminated armor system. Believe me, it only sounded good. The Bradley's hull was made out of aluminum armor, but the sides and the rear of the hull had an additional 2 pieces of 1/4 inch steel plates, which were 1 inch apart from each other. In other words, had a space between them, and they were also 3.5 inches away from the aluminum armor hull. And although the Army claimed it could resist rounds up to 23 millimeters, it was basically only protection from small arms and shell fragments. The vehicle was also equipped with a smoke generation system and white phosphorus smoke grenade launchers, because the best protection for a Bradley was not to be seen at all. Now, white phosphorus not only provides smoke cover, but it burns. It can burn through the clothing of any unprotected infantry in the area, as well as help disrupt thermals. The early models of the Bradley had the capability to swim, if you could call it that. Here you can see a Bradley in the swim configuration. It has a swim barrier. It's like a vinyl tarp or canvas thing that is tucked in between the steel armor and the aluminum hull. It goes all the way around the top of the vehicle. There is a trim vane that you fold out in the front to give it more of a boat type shape. You can see the left sponson box or storage area is open, and that is because the engine on the Bradley is to the right, and when the vehicle would get in the water, it tended to veer to the right. So you opened that left box and tied it open, and it gave additional drag to the left hand side and kind of helped the driver keep the vehicle straight. Also, the tow cable was pre-hooked up to the vehicle, and we would also take a 5-gallon water can, a plastic 5-gallon water can, empty of course, and tie that to the tow cable via a rope. That way, if the vehicle happened to sink, that plastic water can would float to the surface, and recovery divers could then follow that rope down know exactly where the tow cable was and hook up a recovery cable, and the vehicle could be pulled back to shore. Now, conditions had to be almost perfect to swim the Bradley. You couldn't have too much of a current because the Bradley could only swim at about 4.5 miles per hour. Also, you couldn't have many waves, and the bank, or the entrance and exit into and out of the water, had to be relatively shallow so that the vehicle would nose dive down in there. Now, you couldn't do a river crossing like this under fire because the canvas swim barrier, I don't think that would hold up to bullets very well, but under just the right conditions, yeah, I guess you can call this swimming. But yeah, they discontinued this pretty quickly after these first models. The new Bradleys don't swim at all. The first combat unit to be equipped with the Bradley in March of 1983 was the 1st Battalion, 41st Mechanized Infantry of the 2nd Armored Division. I joined its forward unit stationed in Garlstadt, Germany in 1986 after completing my mechanized infantry training on the Bradley. After serving 2 years with the 2nd Armored Division Forward, I transferred to Fort Stewart, home of the 24th Infantry Division, for an additional 4 years with the Bradley, including the First Gulf War. During the First Gulf War, we were issued the 25mm depleted uranium armor-piercing rounds. And with the depleted uranium rounds and the TOW missiles, M2 Bradleys destroyed more Iraqi armored vehicles than the M1 Abrams. Okay, so now let's talk about the Bradley in War Thunder. Now, in War Thunder, the M3 Bradley Cavalry Fighting Vehicle is a Rank 6 light tank with a battle rating of 8.0 in the American Tech Tree. The following stats are for a spaded vehicle assigned to an expert crew with a crew level of 150. In arcade battles, it has a 967 horsepower engine propelling the 19.7-ton vehicle to a top speed of 46 miles per hour. It comes equipped with the 25mm M242 automatic chain gun with a reload of 0.2 seconds and a TOW missile launcher which has a reload of around 17 seconds for reloading both missiles. With a premium account, it has an XP reward of 452% and a silver line reward of 180%. So what do I think of the Bradley here in War Thunder Arcade? Well, let me preface my opinion by saying that it is only relevant to arcade battles. I can see the Bradley being effective in some of the other battle modes, but in arcade, where everyone can see you, it's too big and too easily killed. I also don't think it should be so easily killed by simply shooting the TOW missile launcher. That being said, why don't we hop into a battle and see what I was able to do with the M3 Bradley Cavalry Fighting Vehicle. Here we go. All right. We picked up Maginot Line. We're on the northern side of the map. I do like to go to the northeast corner and try to snipe people from there, but I take a couple of shots while I'm up there, and I don't know that I could survive that in the Bradley, so let me think. I don't know where to go and survive in the Bradley because it's just really not survivable. Maybe I can be of use to the team. All right, we're going to try here, and we're going to try to lay down a smoke screen so that the team can get to the city without getting sniped from up in that middle section by B. Oh. Okay. I had to reorient. I was going the wrong way. We're going to get up here. Now, Bradley has smoke grenades, but it also has the smoke generator. Okay. Smoking. Am I smoking? can't tell. I don't think I'm smoking. Okay, grenades. Smoke grenades. Why didn't it smoke? Smoke generator didn't come on. Let's go. I hit the wrong button. I forgot what button I assigned the smoke generator to. Alright, let's try this again. Come back this way and lay it back. Here it goes. It's on now. Okay. It's on now. A little late, but I tried. See, it's working. I forgot what button 5 was. I suck so bad. Okay. Alright, well, there. It has a smoke generator. We laid some smoke. And it also has smoke grenades. So if you need to lay a smoke screen for the rest of your team, you can do that in the Bradley. I did not do that very well, but now we're going to head up here where I'm most comfortable on this map. Hopefully I won't get popped on the way. See, we've got all kind of extra camouflage and bushes on the vehicle, because really this thing needs all the help it can get. Yes, I know it's arcade and they can still see you, but I don't know. Trying anything, man. Trying anything. Gonna try a new toe firing technique and try to lob it over the hill and then down on the target, so that maybe my toe doesn't get shot as much, but not sure if this will be effective or not. Let's see. Still need to see the target. Get rid of those trees so it doesn't detonate my toe. Oh, what is that? Tiger 2. Moving back. Oh, he stopped. Got him. Lucky. I cannot get the reticle down. Can't do it. Ah, dang it. Alright, we're just getting rid of that missile so that we can start reloading while we're repairing. Dang it. Oh, I hate kamikaze attacks. Gosh. Can't stand it. There's gotta be some type of punishment for that. Look, my turret ended up almost in the toe reload position. There we go. Let's see. The 25, if you can actually hit the aircraft, it will do a good job. Especially if they're flying straight at you. Shoot them. So I'm going that way. Where's he at? There he is. Oh. Alright. What do we got here? Still can't get the reticle down on him. Oh, bomber. Hit him, critical hit. Trying a little bit different spot here. And still can't get the reticle down. That's binoculars. Oh. Okay. Now that bomber finally went down, I guess nobody else hit him. I got the credit for that. Reposition. Got to find a spot where I can Get the reticle down on target because you can't shoot anything if you can't actually put the reticle on it. Okay, tow launcher back up. Oh, IS-6. Around the house. And another kamikaze attack, I swear. It's ridiculous. Hey, we got the IS-6. The IS-6 finally died. Nice. Okay. Let's see. No chance of hitting that plane. Oh. Bam. We are losing badly. There, basically have all three caps. Oh, what is that? Oh yes, 25mm kill. I can't find the range on this target, and he's missiling me, so we're backing up. This is not a vehicle. There it comes again. Woo! Okay. Nope. This is not the vehicle that you want to get out and contest caps in and stuff like that. You just be throwing your Bradley away if you try that. You're just gonna have to take this loss, looks like. But I'm not dead yet. It's a miracle. Whoa! Number 3. Fire that missile so we can reload. Oh, bombs! Dang it! How many planes have attacked me? Like 3 or 4. BMP. Oh, mission ended. Man, if that BMP could have just got there a little bit sooner, I might could have taken him out and got an ace in the Bradley. Man, that would have been awesome. But we managed to kill 4. We got Adamant, Tank Rescuer, Professional, Shadow Strike Streak, and Sniper. My results: 3rd place in the team. XP and credits, premium bonus, 4 vehicles destroyed, 87% battle activity. So got the most destroyed vehicles on the team. Hey, we're gonna call that done. Stick a fork in it. So the Bradley has been in the game for quite a while, and yeah, it's taken me this long to get around to actually doing a video on it because it was just so arduous to upgrade and spade out, at least in arcade. I knew the Bradley was going to be crap in arcade when they said they were going to introduce it to the game, and yeah, at least in my opinion, it is. And I could only stomach a couple of games in it before I would get frustrated and go and play something else. So yeah, it took me quite a long time to spade it out, and I didn't want to do a video on it unless it was at its full potential, because it really needs all the help that it can get in arcade. So my overall opinion of the Bradley in game, as in real life, kind of felt like I was driving around in a death trap. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this look at the M3 Bradley Cavalry Fighting Vehicle. If you have, hit that like button. If you didn't, don't. Subscribe if you would. But as always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Nerd out.